Okay, Shea, so I understand that you are the president of the sales clubs,
That's correct.
and I also understand that doing that, in part, you guys often get food delivered or catered.
Yeah, every weeknight, every Tuesday, we have somebody bring in some food for us, be it Papa John's or Chipotle, a couple of different sources.
Okay, and about how often, or I mean, how large are these orders typically?
They're designed to feed anywhere between 15 people up to our max, which was 58. So it depends on which employer's there and things of that nature, but that's our big range. But on average, we shoot for about feeding 25 to 30 mouths.
Okay, and so you just depend that on the company that's coming and how popular that you think
The company and the demand we think we're going to get from students.
Okay, and so 15 to 58 though, and that's your range, you'd say?
Yeah, and I'd say the median's definitely on that 25 mark.
Okay, and this is every Tuesday?
Every Tuesday, yep. Excluding finals and midterms.
Okay, and this is for just sales club only?
Just the sales club, correct.
Okay. So you named a couple of places where you've ordered from the past. Do you guys always do delivery, just places that deliver, or do you guys do places that cater, or both?
It's only been deliver. Rarely have we gone and picked up food. Just the coordination is one more step we don't want to have to worry about. So it's always been delivered, except maybe one or two times.
Okay. And so, what was the last place you guys ordered from?
This Tuesday we had Papa John's deliver some pizza.
Okay. And how many pizzas do you think they ordered?
We ordered 8 pizzas this last week.
Okay. And was there anything in particular that you liked about ordering from Papa John's? Is there anything you like particularly from?
Yeah, there's since we've ordered with them so frequently and have a relationship with them in the last couple of years, they usually give us kind of a 20% off thing off the total bill at the end of the night because we order with them pretty frequently.
Okay.
So that's been good for us.
Is there a couple other places? What are the other places that you've?
Chipotle is one we like to do. As well as Jimmy John's those are our top 3.
Okay.
And I can't really think of anything else.
Is there anything particular you like about these 3 that make them your top 3, or is it individually?
Chipotle we think is quality over the other 2. A lot of kids we hope will be attracted via Chipotle being there. We've done Chipotle gift cards too. It's more pricier, but a lot of times when we're able to get the cost subsidized via the employer or the speaker, we'll do that. And then Jimmy John's is just kind of to mix it up instead of having pizza every night.
Okay. So typically, do you guys have a budget that you go by?
Yeah. My kind of baseline is around $80 to $90, and that's to feed that 25 mark of people. But if we're expecting greater demand, I'll extend the budget if need be based on what I think student attendance will be like. So we try and shoot between an 80 to a 100 range for the most part. But if we see the need or we know we can get more of the cost subsidized, we'll go a little bit bigger.
How much? What are you guys usually on the top end? What would you top out?
The highest when we had 56 or 58, we did a pizza order that was for I think 180. But that was combined with some other clubs as well.
Okay.
So I mean, if we could do, I think our kind of max would be on that 120 mark. If we had a 30+ attendance thing, so it kind of depends a lot on our expected attendance is one of the biggest variables for us.
Okay, great. And is there a type of food / is there a quality of food that you're typically looking for when you order? I mean, because you are feeding college kids, so. Mm-hmm. Is there a specific type?
Mostly we just want to have something that the first thing is to make sure we have enough for people because we don't want to drop the ball and be short is the first thing. So I guess quantity overrides quality in our situation. And so it's not necessarily a particular type, but it's one that we know we can affordably feed the amount of people we're expecting.
Okay. And so when you're making these decisions on which companies to order from, what are the criteria that you base these
on? A lot of it is what we've done previously. Like we don't want to do pizza 5 weeks in a row. The other decision is whether or not the employer or the speaker will be covering the cost of food. If they are, we'll go on the higher end. If they're not, we go lower end, and it just comes from our budget, which we try to maintain, as well as what student demand is. Like, we've wanted to do things, but we're just not sure if it's going to fit with people's like health issues or allergic things sometimes.
Okay.
So that's
what type of items have you had to worry about health?
Like, we wanted to do sushi one night. We thought that would be pretty cool, but fish a lot of times, and plus a lot of people don't necessarily like sushi, so we kind of nixed that idea. So,
are there any other types of food that you guys have? I know you said you've done pizza, sandwiches, burritos. Are there anything else that you guys have either done or wanted to do?
We've done some Costco catered sandwiches before, which are just a little bit different. Those come off a little more quality, and like Costco cookies type of a thing. Mm-hmm. Some people have brought in, one time an organization brought in some Top Hot donuts too. Oh, they just kind of did a different mix, which is a new thing. So the Costco platters have kind of been another option we have gone, just not as frequently because it requires us to go get it usually.
Okay. And so when you're deciding to make these decisions on where you purchase your food from, do you guys ever receive flyers or coupons on that you've been doing this for a while? And if so, do these change your mind in any way?
We only receive them once we've made an order. Like a pizza box will come with something on the top, or a Chipotle bag will have order through us again, 10% off, and that does influence our decision.
Because the price,
because price is oftentimes the first decision criteria.
Can you recall in the past, have there, you said a 10%, for example, but can you recall any other times or any discounts that these companies might have given you?
Not specifically, no. Because a lot of those coupons are designed at a more normal consumer, I think, and we're ordering for a large group, so we're a little bit not necessarily tailored towards some of the ads that we have seen. But I recall seeing them, but they haven't really had that much of an impact, I guess. But I do have a recollection of them.
Okay. And about how many times have you say you have used these actual coupons that have been presented?
I'd say we try and swing it at least 3 to 4 times a quarter, saying, we saw your offer for XYZ. Here's the criteria of our group. Could we have that offer extended to us?
Okay.
And we've been able, and usually they're willing to make that happen.
Okay. And is there anything in particular that you either liked or disliked about these advertisements or coupons or just flyers?
I wouldn't say there's anything I particularly like or dislike. It'd be nice if there was a organization that brought something to the clubs and groups on campus more consistently and approached us, because there is 26 or 27, I believe, Foster-only clubs. So just within the Foster Business School, we have 27 clubs. And I know all of us are always trying to do something besides pizza, which is kind of the norm. And so none of the organizations that I've come into contact with or communicated with have any kind of group food offerings presented to them.
Okay. And you mentioned that you guys kind of try to, get away from pizza sometimes. If a company, if there was, maybe a specialty style pizza company that either offered, like deep dish or let's say thin crust, do you guys, would that still be considered pizza to you and you'd try to stay away from that, or if it was more of a special?
That's actually a good point, because I think Pagliacci has been catered in the past, I think, maybe once or twice, not very often, but I do recall seeing it. And I think kids had a more positive experience with that,
Okay.
Because I think Pagliacci and, specialty pizzas like that do get perceived better than just A-Mart and Papa John's.
Yeah, exactly. So do these, you said about the coupons you'd gotten, 10%. Do they cause you to order more at times, or do you still order the same amount, and you're just saving money?
The coupon doesn't necessarily determine the order size, as that's more important via the student attendance variable for us, but it will allow us to order more consistently. The biggest thing that I would like to have is every time I have to call Papa John's, I have to call and remind them and state, like, hey, we're the sales club, we've had this relationship, and you get a different person every time, and they always have to ask their manager, and it becomes this kind of tedious task to negotiate every time that 10 to 20% off or whatever the order may be. So if they would recognize the pre-established relationship that we'll order with you, 4 times a quarter at least, and you guys just give us this 20% and, have that written down and known through your organization, that would be the biggest impact.
Okay, and is there anything else that you would recommend as for delivery or catering companies that could help smooth out this transaction?
Have a point of contact. So that way when I call in to, catering place XYZ. They say, oh, yeah, you're with the University Sales Club. I handle all the, student accounts. And, yep, we absolutely appreciate your business, and, we'll give you guys your standard 20% off, and,
Okay, and if someone were to want to try to contact these clubs, is there a way that someone could contact all of them at once, or is there a way that, a time where you guys get together?
There's two ways to go about that. There's one time where we all get together, which is known as the President's Meeting, which happens the first Wednesday of every month, and we do have that catered, and that's actually been done pretty well. I'm not sure who particularly calls the shots on that, but the presidents from all 27 organizations do come together and sit down and talk about what's going on with each group. The other way to contact all organizations is basically through Jennifer Kitchen, and she's kind of our liaison to the administration and the faculty through student perspective of those organizations and clubs. So those are your two best ways.
Okay, and then just to wrap it up, could you just maybe name one or two things, both positive and negative, you've had as experience-wise as, from ordering and getting deliveries?
A negative that turned into a positive is one time our pizza order was not there when it needed to be. So I called in and they said, oh, somebody must have entered the wrong time, and we'll have that to you in 30 to 40 minutes, and they cut the price in half. So it was a negative that they dropped the ball, but they immediately corrected it. So I really appreciated that customer service.
Okay.
Other negatives I say is like maybe sometimes the quality is just really bland, and it doesn't add any benefit to my prospective students or attendees or members that are there, because we want the food to be part of the attractive quality of an organization, or at least specifically our organization, the Sales Club. And positive experiences are just when they honor, our relationship, and they give us said discount. And then the biggest thing that I'm always kind of biting my nails on is making sure it's on time. So we always order it to be there 15 to 20 minutes early, just to make sure to kind of cover our window.
Okay, and then so when you guys order, let's just say pizza, is it always just pizza, or do any companies offer, salads or pastas or breads?
The particular ones we have gone through have no wings. They always try and upsell us on the pop, but we usually don't take that offer just because we're already at our budget. But no kind of salads or sides or bread or anything like that has been presented to us now.
Okay. Well, great. I think that about answers all of our questions today.
All right.
Appreciate it a lot. And thanks for the information.
Not a problem.